Okay, so let's look at problem number 2. This one, they give you an equation. So even though the table is important, you can also look at it on the graph because sometimes you can see it better on the graph. So if I were you, I would have put that one in the calculator and y equals and hit trace. So that's 1/2 x minus 2 and y equals 1/2 x minus 2. And then you hit trace. Oh wait, mine had 2. I have to get rid of the other equation. So looking at this one, I can tell that the x-intercept is at -2 and that the y-intercept looks like it's at 1, 2, 3, 4. But just to make sure, you check it and you press 4 enter and make sure that it gives you a 0. So my y-intercept is at 4 and my x-intercept is at 2. Look at your answers. X-intercept is at 4, x-intercept is at 4, y-intercept is at -2. The answer is C. It cannot be B and it cannot be A. Also, you can look at it on the table. The table has already your y-intercept and it has your x-intercept. Okay? But on the test, more than likely, you're probably just going to look at a graph and tell me what it is. Let's go look at problem number 5. Problem number 5 is an exponential function, and they're giving you the equation, and they also gave you the graph, so you didn't have to go put it in the calculator, but I'm going to show you how you can put it in the calculator. Just in case you have to do that on the test, you would put it in y equals and make sure that you put it up to the power of 2 parentheses x minus 3. So in the calculator, you would put 3 to the power of, make sure you put everything in parentheses, and that's 2 parentheses x minus 3, close parentheses, close parentheses. Press trace, and it graphs it for you. But it's the same thing that they gave you on there anyways. So remember, what does an asymptote mean? What does an asymptote look like? The bottom part, right? So if you were to draw an imaginary line that it can never touch, where would it go through? Now I know it's not y equals 3 or x equals 4 because I know this is 0. But is that a y equal line or is that an x equal line? It's y equals because it goes through the y-axis at 0. So asymptotes are always going to be y equal lines. Make sure you write that down or you memorize it. Asymptotes are y equal lines. Problem number 6. First of all, what is the word 0 asking for? The x-intercept. 0 means x-intercept. Okay? So if you look at this table, which one gives you the x-intercept? It's going to be one of those two. Which one's the x-intercept? Which one's the y-intercept? X-intercept gives you a 0 on the y. So this is the x-intercept. And the y-intercept gives you a 0 on the x. So the answer is 2. That's the 0, that's the x-intercept of that function. Problem number 8. Says graph a line having an x-intercept of 3 and a slope of a negative 2/3. Which of the following points lies on that graph? So first of all, let's go look for the x-intercept. The x-intercept at 3. So if I look on my x-axis and you go look for 3, put a dot there. And then we're going to move, our line is going to move, that's what slope means, it's going to move at a negative 2/3. So negative 2/3 means I'm going down 2 and to the right 3. Down 2 and to the right 3. So down 2, to the right 1, 2, 3. So if I go backwards, I'm going to the left 3, up 2. Left 3, up 2, left 3, up 2, left 3, up 2. Oops, I went up 3. Okay? And you would connect the points. That's your line. And it goes through point B. Okay, so if your slope is negative, you're going down and to the right. If your slope is positive, you're going up and to the right. Problem number 10. This one's asking for the slope of the line, so we need pretty points. So here's a pretty point. Here's another pretty point. And here's another pretty point. Is this line going up or down? Down. So it cannot be a positive slope. It's going down and to the right. Down how many? 1. To the right how many? 4. Down 1, to the right 4. Down 1, to the right 4. So the answer is C. Problem number 14. I'm doing one of each so that way you can do the rest of them by yourselves. It's asking to factor, so we know we're going to have the box. Okay, and we're going to put this in there. So that's 6x squared plus 3. And those of you who know how this works, you know that the last two numbers are going to multiply and give you a positive 3. So it cannot be B, because it's saying a positive 1 times a negative 3. When you multiply those two, that does not give you a positive. All the rest of them do. You can also eliminate D because it says 2x squared times 3x squared. You cannot have that. 2x squared times 3x squared is 6x to the 4th power. So that's also not it. So now we're left with two answers. We need to find factors of 18. Because you multiply 6 times 3, that's 18. So factors of 18 would be 1 times 18, 2 times 9, and 3 times 6. Which one of those gives you a sum or a difference of 11, 2 and 9. So I'm going to have 9x and 2x inside because those two are going to give me 11, and both of them need to be positive so that they can add to give us a positive 11. And then you find the outside ones. So if you look at your answer choices, obviously one of them is going to be 2x and the other one's going to be 3x. Both of these can be divided by 3, so I'm going to put 3x here. And both of these can be divided by 2, so I'm going to put 2x here. And then you divide. What's 9 divided by 3? Positive 3. And what's 2 divided by 2? 1, positive 1. So write down your factors. It's 3x plus 1 and 2x plus 3. So your answer is C. One more, number 15. And I'll go down right now. It says, which graph shows the fuel consumption of a truck that gets 16 miles per gallon? If I rewrite that, 16 miles per gallon, I would say 16 miles per every 1 gallon. That's what that means, 16 miles per 1 gallon. So if you go look at your graph, go look at 1 gallon and make sure that it's giving you 16 miles. Go look at 1 gallon, make sure that it's giving you 16 miles. 1 gallon, 16 miles, 1 gallon, 16 miles. Which one gives you 16 miles per 1 gallon? B. Okay? Rise over run. You go up 16 over 1. That's why it's 16 miles per 1 gallon. Make sure that you finish the rest of them. I would download that file onto your computer so that you don't tell me tomorrow that you don't have Wi-Fi at home. Go ahead and download it and save it to your computer.